So yesterday, after some European countries came out and declared that they recognize the state of Palestine, this dawn, Israeli soldiers teared through Gaza. They went into Gaza. As usual, we all know what Israelis do in Gaza, or whenever they enter Gaza, the West Bank to be specific. Netanyahu said the state of Palestine is a threat to the existence of Israel. I'm still not sure how the state of Palestine is a threat to Israel. I will come back to that story, but first of all, let's watch how Israeli soldiers went into, the West Bank. Check the video out. Yes, that is IDF for you. That is Israel Army for you. I have a lot to say, but first of all, let's listen to Benjamin Netanyahu. According to Benjamin Netanyahu, the state of Palestine is a threat to Israel's existence. He made this statement after some European countries recognized Palestine as a state.
We will have to fight both at the UN and in all other arenas against the false propaganda against us and the calls for the establishment of a Palestinian state that will endanger our existence and constitute an absurd reward for terrorism. The international community will hear from us on this matter in the coming days.
I'm still not sure how the existence of Palestine is a threat to the state of Israel, because the current Palestinians have been living there for centuries. The current Israelis are not from the Middle East. They have no link to the Middle East. They are Khazarians. Now, this is the mistake most African Christians do. When you start talking about these issues, you see them bringing in religious sentiments. The fact is, the current Israelis are not the ancient Israelis. The current Israelis are called Ashkenazi Jews. They originated from the Kazakh Empire in Eastern Europe. They are Eastern European. They are mainly from Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Russia, Ukraine, Romania, Estonia. These guys come from Eastern Europe. They have no link whatsoever to ancient Israel. So I still don't get it. Why Benjamin Netanyahu see the Palestinians as a threat to them? Because you met these people, they received you. Note that the state of Israel was formed just in 1948, and it was the Palestinians who received these Jews who were mainly targeted in Europe. You guys asked me to talk about the Middle East, issue. Don't forget to hit on the like button, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. UK is among the countries that declared that they recognize the state of Palestine, and the Israelis are not happy with this decision from the UK.
Today, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, Keir Starmer, recognized unilaterally, a Palestinian state. Where is this state? Who's running the state? No one knows. But think about it for a moment. Great Britain, the country that gave us the Magna Carta, the great fathers of liberalism, the thinkers like Thomas Hobbes and John Locke, Edmund Burke, gave us now not only a toleration of terrorism, but an award for terrorism, an award for those who would destroy civilization, a celebration of October 7th. October 7th will go down in British history as a day of calumny. Ask yourself, Keir Starmer, why did you really take this step? What's really on your mind? What's your real motivation? History, Keir Starmer, will judge you harshly.
One of the main reasons why Israel exists today is because of the UK. Remember, Winston Churchill was a key member in the establishment of Israel as a state. Genuinely, I think these European countries back in 1940s actually wanted a home, or they wanted to move these Jews from Europe because these Jews became a problem in Europe. They genuinely wanted a place for them. And that was one of the main reasons why they decided to push them to the Middle East to, give them a place to settle. But it seems like the Israelis are doing too much. That is how I see the whole thing, because Europe support Israel 100%, but the Israelis, what they are currently doing is just too much for the Israelis, for the Europeans to, ignore. Yes, a lot of European countries are tired of what the Israelis are doing, but Israel have a lot of influence over these countries, especially in America. Now and then we have a lot of politicians who come out to voice out their dissatisfaction of whatever the Israelis are doing. But Israel control most of these countries. They control most of the companies in this world. So they will always complain, but Israel will always have their way. That is how I see the whole thing. One of the main reasons why sometimes I don't like talking about Israeli issues is because it doesn't matter how you talk on the media, Israel will always have their way. That is how I see the whole thing. Because those who are supposed to unite against Israel are not uniting. Look at Saudi Arabia. What is Saudi Arabia doing? Absolutely nothing. Saudi Arabia is in bed with Israel. Look at Qatar. Recently, when the Israelis attacked some Hamas commanders in Qatar, you guys were asking me to talk about it. I decided not to talk about it because I see this as pure hypocrisy. Look at Qatar, a country that is supposed to actually support the Arab world, support the Israelis. The biggest American military base is located in Qatar. And what is America using this military base for? We all know what the Americans are doing in the Middle East. Israel is an extension of America. America give all these weapons in the Middle East to Israel to execute their interests in the Middle East. And Qatar is helping the Americans and the Israelis achieve this. So after they were attacked, some people were like, Timo, why don't you talk about it? I just didn't want to talk about it because it is a sensitive topic. If I'm to speak my mind openly, I don't think, YouTube will allow me. They will definitely demonetize the video or take down my channel. Some topics are very sensitive for my opinion. In fact, I don't know how to lie. I don't know how to pretend. When I just on the camera like this, I tell you my mind. I don't know how to pretend. If I'm to tell you what I know about Israel, you guys will be shocked. You guys will even ask me to stop talking about this Russia-Ukraine war and focus on Israel. But the fact is, Israel have a lot of influence. Israel is very powerful. Israel will always control most of these apps you see on social media. Israel, is very powerful beyond what most of you see, on social media. Ask yourself, how come a small country, Israel is very small, tiny, and yet the Arabs, who are supposed to save the state of Palestine, are doing nothing to protect, Palestine. It is rather unfortunate. What do you think about this whole Israel, versus this whole Palestine issue? What do you think about some European countries' decision to recognize Palestine as a state? Let me know down in the comment section. Shalom. See you guys in the next episode.